This puzzle is 110 years old, and when you first look at it, you might think, well, it's a relatively simple king and pawn ending. But trust me when I say this simple little position has a lot more going on than you might realize. Actually, when I saw the solution, it amazed me. So I think you're going to enjoy this. The white pawns are going forward. Of course, we have the extra pawn, so that's a good thing for us if we're playing as white here. But black has their king in a really nice position, boxing us out, and they also have a very clear path if they do decide to capture our pawn. So with that in mind, what do you think the winning move is for white in this position? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, I'm going to go out on a limb and say most people said king to d1. I mean, if you look carefully, you only have two legal moves in the position, either king to d1 and king to f1. And of course, why would we want to go away from the action? There, this is where the other pawns are. Surely the move must be king to d1, right? Not quite. This is actually a draw. As soon as you play king to d1, the game is a draw. You can no longer win. The only way to win is by playing king to f1, which is mind-boggling when you really think about it, right? How many times have you been told, like, bring your king towards the action? You want to go towards where the pawns are. Why in the world would this be the winning move? So now that I've told you the winning move, I invite you to pause again and try to think through what could possibly be the difference between going to f1 and d1, and why is this the winning idea? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, let's actually talk about why this is a draw, and then you will understand why this is a win. Okay? So if we play king to d1, black's primary plan is going to be, like I mentioned actually earlier, to make a beeline for this pawn and capture it. So they're going to go here. And of course, we don't really want to just give up our pawn for free, so we bring our king up. They're going to go here. And you might think at this point, well, if black's going to go take our pawn, we should push this pawn and use it as a bait or decoy or something. And if they do decide to do that, we'll just get a queen. So we should play e4. Sorry. We should play e4 and just keep this pawn rolling, right? And if they take our pawn, that's a good idea, right? Because then we will probably be able to win with this guy. But black says, nope, I'm not actually going to continue that plan. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to come up here, capture our pawn. Our king is unable to defend it, and now it's just a draw. Okay, the black king's going to come over here. This is a drawn endgame. Okay, great. So we're not able to push it right away. We have to move it again with the king. They come here, and now the king has gone far enough away that we can safely push this guy with e4. Okay, black continues with their plan, and we push to e5. Now, black is trying to decide if they are in time to catch the pawn, and the easy thing to do to check that is to make a triangle here. Can the black king step into that triangle? If the answer is yes, then the king can stop the pawn. The answer is yes. Steps into the triangle, and now you can play it out if you would like, but every single time the king is going to be able to catch the pawn. Again, this is a draw. Okay, so you can kind of see what would happen if we played earlier at the very beginning, king to d1, that leads to a draw, right? It's going to look just like this. So now that you know that, can you think of anything different about king to f1 instead of d1? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, let's go ahead and actually see what exactly is different. So black's going to do the same thing. They're going to try to go and take the pawn, right? Well, we're going to bring our king up. They're going to go here. And now it's white to play and win. This is the critical moment. What do we play here as white? If you had a chance to look at that, the move is e4. And this is the exact moment last time when our king would have been on d2, but it's now on f2. And if you remember, I said last time that black's king was going to come in, box our king out, and capture our pawn, right? But look at the difference. Our king's on f2, so we can go king to f3. We defend our pawn. Do you see how our king being on the opposite side actually was exactly what we needed to defend our pawn and win the game? Because now, if black says, okay, well, since they can defend, I'm just going to forget about that, come over here and take this, watch what happens. e5, they take, we push, and look at the triangle now. Look at how small it is. The king is one move too slow. You go there, you're just late, and we get the queen and we win. So that one move was all we needed to be able to do it just in time. So going back here, when we play e4, black can no longer go and grab our pawn. They have to stay here and try to blockade this guy. So king to f3, king to e5, king to e3, and they go back here. Now it's white to play and win. What do we do now? If you had a chance to look at that, the move's king to d4. And then we go check. And then basically all we're going to do is just use this guy as a decoy, push it down the board, and at the right moment, we're going to abandon it, run away, grab this, and win. Really that simple, okay? Normally, if these pawns were not on the board, we couldn't win this position. Black would be able to force a stalemate, and there would be nothing that we can do. But because these pawns are here, we have an extra option, and that extra option is to abandon this pawn, run over here, get this guy, and get a queen over here. And that's the secret, okay? So black's going to go here. We can come up. We go check. Black's going to go back. We come up. And by the way, this is what I was mentioning. If we didn't have these pawns and we tried to just force a win like this, we would end up with the stalemate, right? The king is trapped, can't move, but it's not in check. It's a stalemate, okay? But because we have these pawns, we don't have to push that. We simply abandon it. We come over here, and we come in and grab this. Of course, if black tries to stop us with the king, we just push this pawn. We get a queen this way, so they do have to go and stop that. And there's really just nothing that black can do, right? This is what's going to happen. And black is one move too slow, just in time to get our king out of the way. We're going to push this guy, get the queen, and we win. Fascinating position. Fascinating position. I mean, this is like a great problem to impress somebody with, right? Like you give them to say, okay, what's the best move for the king? Probably 90% of people are going to say, well, king to d1, you got to try to go and get the pawns. Nope. That's not the move. King to f1. I hope you guys can appreciate that as much as I did. I just thought this was a really cool puzzle. It looks like there's really nothing going on. Super simple, like what could possibly, be the answer. And then bam, king f1. I really enjoyed that. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp. Play smart. Take care.